So, a friend of mine, John Kavanagh, over in Ireland, recently did an excellent video on YouTube. John is a MMA, mixed martial arts coach, based over in Ireland. He owns and runs the SBG empire. Got loads of really good videos. John's a top class coach. He's coach of Conor McGregor, the champ, and just an all-round good guy. I was lucky enough to go over to Ireland and do some training with John. John's video highlighted the amount of common denominators that good coaches and trainers do or should have. So really this video has inspired somewhat of a reply to John's video. I put a little note on Facebook asking if anyone had any coaching, training, instructing questions, and this video is a reply to those. If owners are picking up the phone, if they're dropping you an email, if they're turning up to class or one-to-ones or opening their front door, paying you good money to train them, I think the motivation's already there. Now it may be vague for all parties, but there is motivation there. They're choosing to see you as a trainer as opposed to anything else. Our job as a trainer is really to dig in and find out what they want. Dale Carnegie, the business life guru coach back in the day, his saying was, to motivate people, you need to find out what they want and show them how to get it. Too often, I think coaches, trainers, managers in any industries, they tell you what to do as opposed to asking what you want. So don't be afraid to ask dog owners, ask students, what do they want? And then you've got the skills to show them how to get it. As a coach, as a trainer, of course we're going to be telling the students what we want them to do, how we want them to do that. That's obvious, that's just functions that we need them to do. A good coach explains why they're doing that exercise, and just a little bit deeper than that, why they're doing it that particular way. So you can see a timeline, how the actual benefit of the exercise, the benefit of that method. Once owners, once the student, once the dog can see the benefit, i.e. what's in it for me, and it makes sense to them, then they'll put it into practice. And if they can't see the benefit, they're not going to do it. And neither would I, neither would you. The better the timing, the better the feedback. Certainly the more effective the feedback's going to be. That's why I think in normal jobs, annual reviews, quarterly reviews, they just don't work because the timing is all out of bock. On top of timing, be specific in your feedback. Sometimes I see trainers and they're just watching the class and excellent, awesome, good job. If everything's a good job, nothing's a good job. We need some more defining criteria there. So what I found the best way to give feedback is use the person's name, tell them why it was good. So that's good because, then they know what to repeat. Once you've told them what was good and why it was good, ask a question. That's going to help drill it into their mind a bit more. Ask a question and then listen to the answer. And then if there's a comeback, there's a comeback. But put some nourishment around that awesome, that excellent. Use their name, tell them why it was good, ask them a question, because it makes them think again and it opens them up again as opposed to just nodding and saying thanks, and listen to the answer. I think for a lot of, certainly dog trainers, dare I say it, and a lot of, with my tiny knowledge, mixed martial arts coaches and cornermen.
Do you think anybody wants a roundhouse kick to the face while I'm wearing these bad boys? Forget about it.
While the action's taking place, I think 90% of the words that are said are just for ego, or I think it's just a way of getting rid of nerves. There's no way a student, while they're performing, can absorb that amount of information. So if it's safe, then let the exercise go through, stop the exercise naturally where it will finish, then review. Review, reinforce what deserves reinforcement, create a focus point, one focus point for the student to put into practice on the next rep, adjust criteria as appropriate, and then go again. And that's training. Now you're coaching. If you're adjusting that criteria, you're coaching. If you're just going through it again and again and again, you're a steward, and anyone can do that. You can only go again and again and again if, as John coined the phrase, and I wish I had, but fair dibs to him, if you create an environment, a learning environment where it's safe to fail. They're three gold dust words. Create a learning environment where it's safe to fail. And you can only do that if you create a positive reinforcement culture. If you're focused on punishment when it goes wrong, corrections when it goes wrong, then it isn't safe to fail. If you fail, there's nasty consequences. So if it isn't safe to fail, then it becomes unsafe to try. And if it's unsafe to try, your reps will go down, your motivation will go down, and the final performance won't be up to scratch. Really, there is, in my mind, when I'm teaching, there is no exercise that is basic or advanced. No matter where, you train the dog in front of you, you train the student in front of you, and you just set an appropriate criteria. So there should never be a leap of criteria that makes it too difficult, which some people would see as advanced. That's just bad coaching. Your criteria shifts should be almost unnoticeable, so there's slight slithers, achieve that standard, then the next little slither. So no big jumps, no exercise should be harder than the previous exercise. If you're setting your correct criteria shifts.